Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got the Pokemon Librarian here. So, I got a special video. I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit about team building. So, this is especially true when something gets banned from the metagame, because as you all know, Volcarona and Urshifu were recently banned from the metagame. So, I'm looking at some of my old teams that I've already built. Like this one. This is actually one of my favorite teams. This is like one of my best teams, just straight up. Urshifu got banned. Can't use this anymore. Now, a lot of people will just be like, okay, well, what's the next best water type? What's the next best fighting type that I can use? And there's not really a good answer for that at all. Because, like, you have to think about the qualities that Urshifu brings to the table. Like, the next closest thing that you could get would be Aquatoros. Aquatoros would be probably the closest thing to it. So yeah, so the best thing I could think of would be like this. Are you base 110? No, you're base 100. You do not get Sword Stance. Yeah, so it's like, it's really difficult to figure out sometimes how to really change Pokemon. So, and this is not, in my opinion, this is not the correct way. Like, the way that I would do this, right, is I would run Banded and try to get, you know, as much as I can out of it. So you have Close Combat, Raging Bull. We could go Wave Crash if we wanted the massive damage, which honestly, that, you know, that's an option. But like, you know, then we're just kind of out of moves, because when you look at Urshifu, it can U-turn, it can do so many other things. So there's limitations on that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just build some teams today. Hope you guys enjoy it. So we're just going to scrap it. That's what you do. You just scrap the team, you find your idea, and then you rebuild it afterwards. So, Urshifu's gone, the metagame has changed. Volcarona is gone, the metagame has, in fact, changed. Now, I have not used a Trick Room team in this generation, so I kind of want to try that. I really do kind of want to try that, not even going to lie. Not even gonna lie. I also have not used a Regidrago. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and run this Regidrago. We're just gonna run Choice Specs, because if you didn't know, Choice Specs Regidrago is one of the strongest Pokemon in the universe, and I've never seen a Pokemon that is stronger than this in my entire life. It's impossible to get stronger than Regidrago. Don't even tell me that, oh, you could get something strong. No, this could knock out Blissey's. Like, you want me to read you this calc? I can read you this calc. Regidrago is absolutely insane, right? So Regidrago, not this Habanberry stuff. What in the world is this? Alright, hold on. Let me go to the Sword and Shield calc so I can, let's say this. So Regidrago, where's the choice specs? What is this? Okay, I guess this is the lie. Regidrago, 252 +1. Dragon Maw. Oh no, it's Dragon Energy. Dragon Energy. Dragon Maw is the thing. So we're gonna look at a Blissey here real quick, right? Blissey, OU defensive. They are not running max special defense. Get that out of here. They will always run bold max defense. There is no reason to run max SpDef Blissey unless you're into Ubers. Dragon Energy from a Specs Regidrago. Timid Specs Regidrago. 49% minimum to a max HP Blissey. Think about that. Think about how strong that is. You add Dragon Terra into that, now it's 66 to 78. There are 0 switch-ins in the entire metagame. Actually insane. Mon is busted nasty. No switch-ins. No switch-ins at all. There's not a lot of fairy types in the tier either. So this thing has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it's slow. So, how do we fix that exactly? We don't. We make it faster. So we're going to look at webs. So we look at what can run Sticky Web. Almost nothing. Almost nothing. So we're not going to consider Sticky Webs. So what would we do to help with speed control? Well, there's a couple things. So, first thing I would recommend is Hatterini, because then you can get Nuzzle. Nuzzle is very important. So we're going to run this, and we're going to run Nuzzle over Psyshock. And this is completely fine. Because this is just going to do what it does. It's an annoying Pokemon. So we're going to run that. We're going to run Zapdos with Static. Because Static is just, it's a good ability. This is just pretty much what I run. I run Volt Switch, Heat Wave. This is defensive Zapdos. Volt Switch, Heat Wave, Hurricane, and then we have Roost. If it had Defog, you would be choosing Defog between Heat Wave or Hurricane. And then we don't run that. We run this. And then we run 32, so we outspeed, this way we outspeed things that hit 240. 240 speed, which will, I believe it outspeeds Honchkrow, which you're not going to see that. What else does it outspeed? There's something else that this outspeeds. Breloom, it outspeeds Adamant Breloom, which you aren't seeing a lot of right now. I think Breloom's still a good Pokemon, but you're not seeing it a lot right now, but yeah. So that's the case. So we're going to have Nuzzle, we're going to have Static, and there you go. We're just going to kind of go from there. There's not really anything with Body Slam, unless I was going to run, like, Serene Grace thing. We can actually look for Glare, so we can have, like, a Para-Team. But you know what runs Glare? Stuff that we'll never see this tier in a million years. Unless we go with a Dunsparce, which we could. We actually could go with a Dunsparce. I don't want to bring Dunsparce into the metagame right now. It's very volatile, so we will not be doing that. But what we can do, what we absolutely can do to keep this Regidrago out here, so now we want to have some hazard control, right? So, my favorite form of hazard control right now is between Great Tusk and Iron Treads. Those are my favorite hazard control. They're just really, really good right now. I could also go with Corviknight. Corviknight's very solid. And the way you want to build when you're looking at the metagame is you want to look at solid things, not, oh, this has a niche thing, or this can do specifically this. When you're looking at doing specifically this, you have to build the team around that. It does specifically this, or this fits on the team because otherwise this. So, for example, a lot of people were running Water Absorbed Quagsire when Urshifu was around. The reason they were doing that is because it resists close combat and it's immune to the water moves. So that's why you were seeing Water Absorbed Clodsire so much. It's just because it was the best defensive answer to an Urshifu. So that's why you're seeing that. So that would be one of those things. But otherwise, you would run Unaware Clodsire, because why not? It's Clodsire. It gets Unaware. Unaware is one of the best abilities in the game. So one of those kind of things. So very important, very important. Tinted Lens, Braviary would not be a bad idea. But I don't think that really fits with the flow of the team. Because it just gives me another Ice weakness. It gives me another Ghost weakness. Which, you don't really want to see that. Another Rock weakness as well. Definitely don't want to see that. Corviknight would be good. It gives me a Steel type. I kind of like Garganacl. It's a Ghost resist, and it's really, really physically bulky. Trying to think. Because there's options. There's options. I actually think I like Iron Treads the best here. Yeah, I think I like Iron Treads a lot here. Because this gives me an electric immunity. I have been running these with heavy-duty boots because a lot of things like to put spikes up. The way that I run this, I actually run this... Why is this 0? Yeah, I actually like to run this like this. Do I run max speed? I don't remember running max speed. I think I actually just run enough speed to outpace Volcarona, but I don't need to outpace Volcarona anymore. Now, I just need to outpace the rare Hydreigon, because there's not really a lot of base 100 speeds in the tier right now. Yeah, that did not help me at all. Because if I look at base 100, you got base 90, base 95, Azelf is just faster anyway. Cinderace is just faster. You got base 104. And nobody's running a Delphox, so it's not going to be in this metagame. Dragapult's just faster. Dugtrio Alola's not going to be in the tier. You see this every now and again. Enamorus is just going to be... It's a speed tie if you do that, and I'm only knocking it out with Iron Head, which you don't run. Garchomp is just going to beat you anyway. So, there's just, like, a lot of things. This is outspeeding you. You can speed tie with other Iron Treads if you really want to. I don't think you need to. Lilligant. Lilligant might be the one thing. But what am I hitting it with is the problem. So, stuff like that I'm looking at. The only other thing is Mew, which will probably be OU, but nobody's using it right now. Which, you understand. There's new toys in the tier. We don't want to use Mew. We want to use the new stuff. Volcarona's banned. So there's not really a lot of base 100. And Zapdos isn't usually running offensive. Not that Iron Treads touches it anyway. So really, you don't have to run max speed on this. We can actually run 319 to be faster than the base 95s. Because there's not really anything between base 95 and 100. So we can actually run this and then just have, oh, hey, we have extra HP. And now suddenly we're pretty bulky. And our Earthquake, once we get this put on, so we have Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. Very solid set. It's a very solid set. This is exactly what I just had myself. What have I done? What have I done? Oh no. But yeah, so you're going to see something like this. And this is going to feel like Great Tusk, right? It's going to feel like a defensive Great Tusk. This is just what it does. Its Earthquake will hit as hard as the defensive Great Tusk does. It has good bulk. Like, it's going to just really be able to tank hits. This is my favorite spread for it. This is just a jump number. That's why I'm not calking. But if you are going to run your own custom spreads, you definitely want to calc. Speed is self-explanatory. You want to look at things in the tier that you can outspeed and what you should outspeed. So my team right now is kind of susceptible to Lilligant, if it's Ice Spinner Lilligant because of the Zapdos. If it Terra Ghost, this doesn't really like it that much, But it's really Ice Spinner, because then that can beat Zapdos 1v1. As long as I don't get the para anyway. If I get the para, then my team doesn't mind that much. But again, we can still paralyze it. Those two can para, which helps Regidrago. This is hazard control and hazards. We can actually have double hazard control, so we can maybe have Cinderace. And that will act as also some speed tier for us, which is very important. And that'll also give me a pivot core with the Zapdos, which is very important. Libero, I think, is the better ability. It's up to you, really. But we're definitely going to be Pyro Ball. It's not how you spell Pyro, that's how you spell Pyro Ball. So, Pyro Ball, Court Change, U-Turn. And then your last move can be between Gunk Shot, which I would actually recommend Gunk Shot right now because of Enamorus, and High Jump Kick, which would be more for Heatran, Garganacl, stuff like that. So it would be more for that. Of course, you could always go Taunt. Like, you could always go Super Fang. Super Fang is a great move. I think a lot of people miss out on it. Will-O-Wisp is an option as well. Will-O-Wisp is actually a really good move for Cinderace, but right now I think Gunk Shot is much more important because that is going to help you hit Enamorus. So this is a way to check Enamorus, basically. It's just Gunk Shot it. So yeah. And that's because Enamorus is a very good Pokemon right now. It is a very, very good Pokemon. Do not underestimate that thing. Alright. So this is looking good. I want a Water type though, right? I really do want a good Water type. Azu can fit that slot. It gives us a fairy. It gives us a second fairy type. And it's a very threatening sweeper as well. So it would fit the role of giving us a sweeper. It fit the role of a lot of things. And it's not a bad idea here. It also helps us against the Baxcalibur matchup. Because otherwise Baxcalibur is really, really deadly to this team. So that's an option. Tauros is an option as well. Dondozo is an option. I can run Curse on that. It's very bulky. It's to be a nice balanced team to run with Dondozo. The Dondozo, though, would lose a lot of priority for us. And I don't think Dondozo does as well right now because it's more of a passive Pokemon, whereas the metagame right now is very offensive. So want to keep that in mind. When a metagame is more offensive Pokemon are the more common things that you see. Passive Pokemon that, or Pokemon like that need to set up multiple times, like get multiple curses, get multiple bulk ups, get multiple calm minds in order to really shine, they're actually going to be, there's not that they're bad, it's that they're going to struggle a little bit. And the reason that they struggle is because they need to get there to be a threat, because before they get there, they're vulnerable to the massive offensive presence that is the rest of the tier. So it's not that they're bad, it's that they really need a little bit of support to get there. So it's just one thing you should probably keep in mind when you look at some of the Pokemon like that. Honestly, if I just tossed an Urshifu on this team, this would be beautiful, but it's banned, so we can't do that, which is sad. Yeah, Urshifu looks so good on this team. Why? Why did you have to ban it? Why is Terra type a thing? I know that's not why it got banned, but still, I can be upset about it. I have a right to be upset by what I'm upset by. It's fine. Quaquaval is actually not a bad option here. So I'll explain Quaquaval as a replacement here. And now normally Tauros and Quaquaval would be the things that replace Urshifu, but I like Quaquaval here because not only do I get Aqua Step priority, and I'm actually going to run Protected Pads on this. That way Zapdos can't Zapdos me. So we're on Aqua Step, Close Combat, Ice Spinner, probably, and Swords Dance, I think. You could also run other things, but I think Swords Dance. And we run Pads because that way we don't, take too much from other things. So I think this is actually a good way to really round out the team. So yeah, Pads, Swords Dance, and just do this. Now obviously, this doesn't get Drain Punch. I wish it got Drain Punch. It's sad that it doesn't. Oh well. But yeah, I get faster with Aqua Step. We Terra into a Water type. This doesn't matter what your Terra type is, in my opinion. This, you will become a Flying type. There we are, Flying. That becomes a Flying type. We want you, actually, to become a Fire type, so you can hit the Ice types a little better. This, Water makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, Water makes a lot of sense. And this, you obviously want Dragon, because big Dragon dick energy. Alright, so that's the first change team that we're going to make. I'm going to test that out as well. That's going to be kind of broken up into parts that is going to go up while I'm on vacation. Alright, so the second team needs to change. We have this beautiful Hoopa team right here. So it's Salac Berry Hoopa with Endure. So I can pop that Salac Berry, and then it just goes to town. It goes to town after that nasty plot. Beautiful Pokemon. Beautiful Pokemon. Alright. So, Volcarona is banned. This was also defensive Volcarona, so it wasn't as good because offensive was just better. But we're going to scrap everything but the Hoopa, I think. Alright, so I want to keep this Hoopa because I think that Hoopa set is absolute fire, and there's no way that anyone's going to allow me, just let it be removed, right? So I want a hyper offense team that'll work around with this Hoopa. So I think Kleavor is a good spot. We're just going to have this be a lead. So we're going to run Focus Sash with Sharpness. We run Stone Axe. So we're going to run Stone Axe. We're going to run X Scissor, because that'll get the Sharpness boost. We have Night Slash for Ghost types. And X Scissor will also do pretty much Oko, Hisuian Samurott, so not a bad idea. And we can just go 4 attacks. We can just go 4 attacks. We can have Close Combat, or we can go Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace would be better for Great Tusk. This would be much better for Great Tusk. Swords Dance, I suppose, is an option. I don't really like that. Close Combat, what would that be good for? That'd be good for Iron Treads. That would be good against... What else would that be good against? Heatran. That'd be good against Heatran. So there's a lot of options. But I definitely think Aerial Ace, because Great Tusk is a bit more common. Heatran can still get hit by Stone Axe. It's still a strong move for that. And then, just run this, run Jolly Max, and just go to town, because that's what this is going to do. I believe Hisuian Samurott is also really good here as well. And I actually like Assault Vest Samurott a lot right now. So we're running Ceaseless Edge, we run Aqua Cutter, we run Sacred Sword, and we can also run Knockoff. I actually really like Knockoff on this Pokemon because I think it provides a lot of utility. If you don't want Knockoff, obviously you can have Sucker Punch, you can have pretty much whatever move you want. I think this works pretty well. We don't need Aerial Ace at all for anything, because if it's for Great Tusk or fighting types, like Aqua Cutter is pretty much just going to do more. Drill Run's an interesting option. I will say Drill Run's actually a pretty interesting option. But I don't think it hits anything that important that Sacred Sword isn't hitting. So I don't think it's needed. Body Slam would just be for Paras, so that's more of a gimmick. It's not as useful. I can't run Encore. Let's see if we can get a utility move. Icy Wind. Icy Wind's a great utility move, and we don't need to run that. We just run this. So the reason that I would opt for Icy Wind is because something like Dragonite just can't set up on you for free. So the Dragonite tries to set up a sword, Dragonets, right? So Dragonite comes in, and it's like, oh, I can set up on this. It's setup fodder for me. Well, here's Icy Wind. You will never get that speed boost. The only problem is it does have E-Speed, so think about E-Speed, and you're going to think about Rapid Spin. We want Ghost types. Alright? What Ghost types are we going to look at? Dragapult. Dragapult's probably one of the best Pokemon in the metagame. Will always be one of the best Pokemon because it's so fast, and it's got such a clean kit. So, I actually think utility here. So we have, yeah, and, no, not that, run this. Yeah. So, pretty much we run Infiltrator, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, D-Darts, and U-Turn. If you didn't want this, do you get Pain Split right now? No, you don't. If it got Pain Split, it would be Pain Split over U-Turn. But I think this actually works really well in our favor. Because, you know, Willow, Hex, it's a thing. Willow's a really annoying move to deal with. So you have Dragapult. And then I think, honestly, Goldango. Just have a double Ghost here. The reason that you want to have a double Ghost is because, again, this is just really going to go. This also is going to be defog proof because it is a Goldango. And then this one, we go Air Balloon. Yep. We just go Air Balloon Goldango, and we make it rain. Make it rain on them hoes. Alright, and now we definitely need another Flying type or Levitate Pokemon, because our team is quite weak to ground types. I would feel much better, honestly, if this was a Specs Pult, so I think I actually will go into a Choice Spec set. And instead of Flamethrower, I actually want Surf. The reason that I want Surf over Flamethrower is because, one, Ferrothorn's not in the mid-game. Surf is good for Heatran, which is a really good check to Dragapult. Surf is good against Landorus. It's good against Great Tusk. It's good against Iron Treads. It's just a really solid move right now. And you don't have to risk a Hydro Pump miss. So that's why I think Surf is actually really good right now. It's not that Flamethrower is bad. Do not get me wrong. Flamethrower is great. You hit Corviknight with it. You hit Goldango with it if you have to be locked into a move that can't be Shadow Ball because, oh, they have Ursaluna or whatever normal type, you know? Something like that. Or you don't want to lock it in because there's a Kingambit on the other side. And you want to go Flamethrower thinking that they might switch. So, yeah, it's not that Flamethrower is a bad move. It's that I just prefer Surf personally. Especially because this is my only water type. So why not have a second water type to hit with? Because this isn't going to stay alive the whole game. And we all know that. We all know that. So, yeah. Then we have this with Air Balloon. So then, thinking about the things that are good flyers. This, yeah, Ghost makes sense. Fighting makes sense. Actually, Fighting does not make sense to me. Wait a second. You know, I'm not even gonna question. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. This Terra type. If I really need a Terra type on this, I'm probably never going to, right? But if I have to, I'll go Ghost. That way I can stop an immediate Rapid Spin. I can stop an immediate Rapid Spin if absolute need be. Odds are that since this is the lead, it's not going to happen. But yeah, it's there. It's there. It's an option. This is, again, the sweeper. So I've got 3 special attackers, 2 physical, so I'd probably want a physical thing off of the ground. And Amorous is an option. It gives us a fairy type, it gives us a flying type. Definitely not a bad option. I could also go the fat one. I could actually go the fat one. It doesn't work, though. I don't think it works in this case. Because we want it to be physical. It's a problem. So I'm just going to go to types. We're going to look at flying types. We're going to look at flying types. I like that. You should use the tools that Showdown gives you, right? Just to organize the Pokemon so you can just kind of see all the ones that you're looking at as option or slide. Especially if you're looking for specific typings. Because I think a flying type would be very, very useful here. Landorus would not be a bad option. Actually, Landorus looks the best here. Landorus or Thundurus, in my opinion. Because I'm looking at it. We have an offensive Landorus. That's actually really good. Then we can Terra Flying and just kind of go to town with it. Moltres is not a bad option, but I don't want to have too many special attackers is the problem here. Yeah, I think Thundurus or Landorus. Corviknight could work too. Corviknight could definitely work. But yeah, I think actually Landorus. So Landorus, we're gonna go Swords Dance. Actually, we don't even need to. We can just go Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf, Earthquake, U-turn, and we Terra into a flying type. Terra into a flying type. We have the Terra Blast. And we could run Grass Knot so that it could hit Great Tusk. But we Terra into a flying type on Great Tusk. Terra into a flying type on Great Tusk, so that's fine. Stone Edge for Zapdos then. Boom, there you go. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely full. Yeah, this is good. That's a good team. I think that's strong. I don't think it's the best team I could have made, but... Well, maybe not. It's a very fast offensive team. It's the whole point. And we get a pivot core with this, or a pivot pair with this anyway. So, it's really... I think it's actually quite nice. The Double Ghost is always strong, because you know Shadow Ball. We deter Defog, or we stop a Defog. We have spin immunities. Like, this is a good team. And then this can absorb knockoffs for the team pretty easily. So I think that's actually really good. We'll have to test that team out as well. Alright, third team. Yeah, I want to keep this Lilligant. I think Lilligant's actually really good. So we're going to remove that and that. So if I keep these 3, is that good? Is this good if I keep these 3? Yes, because you're a monster, you're a rock, and you're a bird. Y'all do things really well. Y'all doesn't perform very well, and I know you do. Who's messaged me? Anyway. Yeah, and I've changed this to that. And Sleep Powder just being what it is disgusting. So I think we do that. Yeah, I definitely think we do that. I think that's a very solid team that's kind of formed right there. If I had to add to it, it's probably Slowking. I think Slowking works very, very well because you get the specially defensive one, Boots, Regen, Tiller Reception, Surf, Future Sight, just strong set. I prefer having more physical defense, personally. Why are we not max? We should always be max HP. Alright. Kingoon. Alright. And that actually does help with the water weakness as well. So I think that actually works. Yeah, that definitely works. And we get 2 slow pivots out of it as well. Look at this min speed Corviknight. I will never not pivot first. It's crazy. Yeah, this one, same reason. Having a dark type would be really good here. If I had to choose a dark type, it's probably Roaring Moon, because that's speed control. Yeah. That speed control gives me a dragon type I don't have yet. Hydreigon wouldn't be a bad choice, but I think Roaring Moon's just better. Yeah, I think Roaring Moon's just better, and this could also pivot. Do I want this to be set up, though, is the question. So this gives me another form of speed control. I actually could also use it to just break things, so maybe we go Choice Band. Yeah, I think Choice Band here. Crunch, Outrage, Earthquake, and U-Turn. We don't even sweat the fine print. We just hit. We just get in, and we hit, and we leave. Alright, what are we going to call that? East Coast Wings, there we go. East Coast Wings, there we go. We've got the change 3 done. Alright. I think that's actually a solid team. We have good speed control with Great Tusk and Roaring Moon. We got slow pivots. We have Rock Monster Johnson over here, which this can be, instead of Curse, this could always be Protect or Body Press, or, you know, whatever. Protect probably better on this set, but we're just gonna run with this, because this is, this core right here, Garganacl, Corviknight, and Slowking together, that's really just gonna be like, yeah, and what you doing? You, though, I want to Terra into a Dark type, if we have to Terra you. Which, obviously, this is going to be the win con. If we land a Sleep Powder, we can just win the game. And we're going to run Chlorophyll for opposing Sun. So, yeah, I think that's a really good way to look at it. And then this team. So, if you didn't know, I think one of the most broken Pokemon right now is Cresselia. But not because it's good, because it's cheap. It's very cheap to say I have no weaknesses by Terra Electric, and you have Levitate, so you're not weak to ground, you're immune. So you have no weaknesses. You have this ridiculous bulk that you can, I don't know what OHKOs this from full, ever. And then you just Calm Mind, Moonblast, Scythe Shock. How you stop this? It's absolutely disgusting. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of... Actually, you're pretty good right now, but yeah, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that. We're just going to kind of start the team from the top and build around this Cresselia, because that was the original idea. Urshifu's not allowed, so now we're just going to kind of rebuild around it. Just kind of rework ourselves. It's not a big deal, not a big deal. Basculegion would be a good breaker. It get rid of... Yeah, it could get rid of some of the dark types. I might want to switch into the ghost type move, but if it's... So it'd have to be female Basculegion if I do that. Which I think female Basculegion really only works on rain teams. At least right now, if the metagame settles down, you might be able to run it just as a breaker, because you'd be running Specs Adaptability, which, again, that has no switch-ins. There are 0 switch-ins. This is how strong it is. Gholdengo actually wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I like Gholdengo here. Yeah, and we can just run like Scarf Gholdengo. Yeah, so we can trick. We just do Gholdengo things. I like this. I like that. It gives me good speed control right out the gate. I don't have to worry about too much. Corviknight. We just want to run max defense. Rocky Helmet. Why would I run this? Alright, first off, we run Defog. Second off, give me my Rocky Helmet. Why was that the set? I don't know. We're going to run 1 speed slower than other Corviknight, 2 speed slower than other Corviknight, so that we get the momentum when we U-turn on other Corviknight. That's the point. Max HP, and then do that. Boom, bing, bada boom, bada bing. We got 2 steel types, strong, very strong. We're good, we're good. Heatran could work. We'd have 3 steel types and a... In this case, we would run Flash Fire for the immunity. We would run that for the immunity. It's not a bad idea. Samurot's good here. Tinglu's good here. I don't like Tinglu with Corviknight, though. I don't like that with Corviknight. I could run Ursaluna to invalidate stall. But I don't think I need to, because Trick Gholdengo can cripple stall teams as well. So I think we're good there. Zamazenta, don't think needs to be run on this team. But actually thinking about it, what was that other team that I made? What was the one with Quaquaval? This one? Get the Quaquaval off my screen. Give me this. Give me the dog. Give me the broken dog. Yeah, give me this speed. Let me just show you what this stupid thing is. Yeah, iron defense, body press, crunch, and then we're golden. Like sub. Like look at this. This is a stupid Pokemon. Yeah, this is a really stupid Pokemon. Yeah, dumb Pokemon. Alright, so we do that instead. I just thought about it. I looked at Zamazenta and I was like, wait a second, you're not banned yet. You're a stupid Pokemon. Yeah, we're going to run that instead. Yeah, so back to this team. So Cresselia, which we're going to try to save our Terra on, if at all possible. If it's not good in a matchup, it's not good in a matchup. So I probably want a bit more offensive presence, so I'm probably going to go Great Tusk. I really like Great Tusk here. We're going to run offensive. Could run lefties. I could run lefties. I actually do kind of like leftovers on it. If I don't run lefties, I could run heavy-duty boots, but I don't think that's necessary. So we're going to run this. We're going to run Headlong or Earthquake? That's a question. I think we'll run Earthquake, Close Combat. Earthquake, Close Combat, Stealth Rock, and then probably Knock. Yeah, and I actually like... So what we run... I actually don't know what it is. I don't like physically defensive. But I always like to be faster than Gholdengo and Hisuian Samurai. So, we'll run that. That would make our Earthquakes as strong as the Landorus's. I like that. I like that. That's just solid. We're going to run with that. I'm not going to calc it because I'm lazy. Don't do that. If you're actually going to do this again, you want to make sure that you're calcing. Calcing is very important. Calcing is very important. Alright, let's see. What else do we get? What else do we get? Probably a water type. Probably a good water type is wanted here. Let's see. Slowking comes to mind first. Volcanion works. Pex. Pex does work, actually. I just don't like Pex currently. Rotom also works really well here. Problem is it doesn't regen its HP, so... Yeah, I think if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to go with the Slowking. We're just going to run Boots, Regen. Actually, I could run, because this is U-turn. This is going to be, yeah, this will be Chilly Reception, so now I have Pivots. Yeah, and this core I think is really hard to break in the first place. So yeah, I think this is definitely going to work out. All right, so Chilly Reception, Surf. And I'm also going to say Psychic. The reason I'm going to say Psychic over Future Sight is because there is still a Sneasler in the game, and I think Sneasler is incredibly strong right now. It is an incredibly strong Pokemon. Then we just have Slack Off to round it out. Yeah, and then we do this. Minimize speed so that our Chilly Reception goes last. Because we want, against other Slowking, because we want to get the momentum out of it. Alright, so that's that. We are very, very weak to Dark types. I'm going to have to change Gholdengo. Yeah, I'm going to have to change Gholdengo, because I just realized we are so weak to Dark types. Like, if a Moltres got set up in front of this team, game's over. Same with the Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon would just blow through this team. It could very easily, anyway. So we're going to get rid of the Goldango. Alright, so just looking at it like this, that actually helps for the eyes. So instead of a Goldango, we could go in Amorous. Amorous is just strong. I actually kind of like that idea. I'm going to look around, though. We're going to look around. You always want to weigh your options to kind of think about things, so kind of get a good feel. And obviously, as you test the team, you can modify it going forward. But having that base to start your team from, like having this base core, this is really important. And I want offensive presence now, because these 3 are not the most offensive. These 4 are not offensive. This is like a slow, balanced team. So I want speed and I want power. So let's see, what are we gonna get here? Banded Zapdos. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Actually, really not a bad idea. Yeah, I like this. Choice Band Zapdos. We get Close Combat. Close Combat Brave Bird. We get U-Turn and Thunderous Kick. And that U-Turn can help just get into place for things. Yeah, so we do that. I kind of still want speed control. We can go Basket. Well, no, because that's still a Ghost type. Don't really want to do that. And also Defiant, just being what it is also really good. So I can deter Defog as well, which is good for me. What else can we go? Let me look around here. Kingambit's not a bad option. Meowscarada's not a bad option. I actually really like Meowscarada here. Yeah, Meowscarada, and we go Scarf. We could also go Scarf Roaring Moon. Ooh, Roaring Moon would be good. This would be better for Screen's matchup, though. Oh, what do we do? That's a tough one. This will also give me priority, whereas I don't have any. I don't have any otherwise. Oh, that's so tough. And yeah, we would definitely tear into a fighting type with this thing. Ooh. Do we go Roaring Moon or do we go this? Let's see. If we go Scarf this, we're not as strong, obviously, but we are a lot faster than everything else. So let's see. We get Flower Trick. Flower Trick, we get another knockoff user. Will we go Play Rough? Play Rough, I think? I think we would go Play Rough. Play Rough and Sucker Punch. So we have priority. Yeah. I think that's what we would do. Yeah. I think that is exactly what we would do. And then being able to U-turn pivot is so important, though. But I would have 4 things that pivot on that team. I don't think I would need it. And these will bring in different things to get knockoffs on, which is great. And again, this core being what it is just so solid. So solid. I like this team. This team is very strong. Puts a lot of money on this Cresselia, but this is a very, very solid team from what I'm looking at. Alright, I like that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. Thank you all for joining me for a team building session. If you want to see videos similar to this one, let me know, and I'll definitely do more. But I just need some content to go up while I'm at the beach, so here you go. Anyway, take care, everybody.